busy week for Keir Starmer. Super smooth in India. He even dropped a bit of Hindi.
Mujhe yahan aake bahut khushi hui.
Well, guys, after that, I kind of wish he'd stayed in Hindi, especially when he told our very own Catherine Foster in crystal clear English about his dreams for his new, shiny digital ID.
Here in India, I think it's 1 billion people have digital ID. It's been taken up on a voluntary basis in huge numbers, not least because it means that you can access your own money, make payments so much more easily than is available with others.
I mean, look, guys, I've been warning you about this for a few weeks. First, it was you'll need digital ID to get a job to stop illegal migration. A lie. Now, it's your money, your kid's school and your everyday life, all tied into a government-controlled ID system. A system, by the way, that the UN targets for its 2030 plan. You will own nothing and be happy. And the WF state should be an aim for every single human on the planet. And just as Labour quietly pulls the plug on a spy-in trial so that it collapses, so that they can keep things cosy with China, the China-Britain Business Council has set up working groups focused on this digital economy, data utilisation, regulation and governance. Yes, your future ID system is being workshopped with China. Could it get any worse, guys? When Starmer smiles about this brave new world, remember what digital ID really means. They will track what you buy, where you go, what you say, and if they don't like it, it might sound far-fetched, but they will switch you off. Call me a conspiracy theorist again. Alex.
Well, I translated what he said in Hindi there.
You're so talented.
Yeah, do you know what he said?
Aren't you fluent? I thought.
He said, my dad was a toolmaker. Listen, this whole digital ID charade. I mean, the British public, he's got the reverse Midas touch, doesn't he?
Yes.
It started off as being a popular policy, and within 10 minutes of the Prime Minister talking about it, well, the British public aren't stupid, are they? They understand that this is an element of control. The state is already overbearing on them as it is, and they don't want more of it. They saw how badly vaccine passports went down. They see how much control the government wants to take on their civil liberties, and they're saying no. And I think he's going to have to reverse course.
You know what I hate almost as much as the policy itself, and that is the cynicism with which it has been sold. They recognise that illegal migration is an issue which so many people in this country rightly care about. This, at best, is tangentially helpful. More likely, will make absolutely no difference for the same reason that a national insurance number makes absolutely no difference to this illegal market.
And will cost hundreds of billions.
They are doing it cynically because they don't want to reveal the real reasons for this policy, which are the reasons which Renee articulated.
No, come on. The only thing that's really cynical and a charade about this is how we're being told, and Renee, you've been doing this a whole lot the last few weeks, the British public has been told a whole raft of things that are, number one, the worst case scenario, and number two, we frankly don't know. This is being consulted on, right? And you can say that you don't trust the government this way and that way, and that, you know, this will lead to drift, a slippery slope, but we don't know. And actually, at the base of it, all this does, it make digital what was paper, make easier what is currently hard.
I hate to break.
So I will call you a conspiracy theorist, Renee, because that's what you are.
I hate to break it to you in government, but worst case scenarios are a reason not to do something, not a reason just to ignore it and hope it doesn't happen.
All the
when you've got
other democracies across the world who are comparable, who have had digital ID systems, that's not led to drift across the world. So Estonia, for instance, we hear about a lot.
Should we talk about Estonia?
Yeah, sure, let's do it. Let's do it.
Had massive data leaks from their digital ID over the last
that
year.
happens. The status quo allows for data breaches. The Afghan data breach was an unencrypted spreadsheet that was released into
I think the fact of the matter is this, though. I think this is it, right? I think we'll hit on it. It's the way it's been sold. Oh, you don't like the illegal migration coming on? It's the same thing like COVID. No, but it's like the whole COVID thing. We don't need it. And we know it's going to cost an absolute fortune, and it's been sold in a way to scare us. And it's actually a good thing, actually, that people have woken up. I am actually shocked. I don't know about you guys. I thought people might just go with it. But the fact that people have gone against it, I've got some hope for the actual British populace.
How it's going to lead to a social
because we don't trust what's going to happen with it.
No, that's not obvious.
No, right. So 3 weeks ago, he said said it was to control migration. That was it. In
Stupid
India,
cons.
he said, you will be able to access your own money. Well, I don't know how to break this to him, but I already can access my own money in my bank via my bank card. I don't need the government to do that for me. And I've gone through life, Kai. This is honestly how I approach life. What's the worst case scenario here? Can I cover it off? If I can cover it off, I know I'm going to be fine. I can't cover off a social credit system.
And can I also add, Kai, we are already seeing examples every day where the government is making steps to change behaviours and impose a certain level of morality. That's what non-crime hate incidents are used for. That is the reason why online speech is being policed. So you can't just say, well, we don't know what will happen, because we can already see several examples where the government has said, we want to regulate your morality, and this is the easiest way for them to do that.
Slope, and that's what it is.
There used to be a time when we were sceptical of government.
Yes.
We didn't trust the intentions of government for good reason, because we know governments have constantly abused and grown their responsibilities in our country and many countries around the world. You should always start with a fundamental scepticism of what governments are trying to achieve. Without that fundamental scepticism, they will walk all over you, they will take full control. And unfortunately, what we're moving to is a sort of pseudo-communism where you end up with this, at the end of it, or even if it takes 100 years... Hang on, no, but hear me out, because even if it takes 100 years, governments always want more, more, more. They are a beast. And then you need someone to come in and kill the beast and stop the beast from growing. It's like a cancer.
Pseudo-communism mixed with nihilism. Kai's whole, oh, well, we don't really know what will happen, so who really cares? Let's just spend money on this boondoggle and hope that the worst doesn't actually eventuate. Communism plus nihilism is not a good combination.
Kai, the last time I was called a conspiracy theorist was when I said children are not at risk from COVID. We must not put this vaccine into them. I was called a conspiracy theorist. Guess what, Kai? I was right.
I'm not saying that raising concerns makes people conspiracy theorists. I'm not saying that this, in the worst case scenario, couldn't be a bad move, of course, and we should be sceptical of governments. But to tell people with absolute certainty that this or that will happen, as we hear all the time, that's why people don't like this policy. Not because how it's been sold by Keir Starmer.
Well, no, but the Prime Minister, the buck should stop with him. It never stops with him, unfortunately, does it, Kai? That's the problem. It's constant him saying, oh, someone else told me that this is right and wrong. And the reality is the Prime Minister has sold us immediately on this being an illegal migration thing. That's going to solve that. Now that's been debunked almost immediately. He's now stopped saying that, which proves to me that they have an alternative reason they want you to have digital ID. I think it's a problem they want to solve and that they're trying to sell it to you.
But I think it's because
it's snake oil.
It's boring.
It's snake oil.
It's because this is, as I say, making digital what is now paper, making things easier in public services in a way that is actually quite mundane, and that's not sellable as a policy. That's why I don't realise.
Let's let the British public instead, shall we?
Before we end this, I'm going to say to you that actually it's much bigger than Keir Starmer. It's not even really his policy. There are so many diktats that are not in law, but they're there to be done from the UN, from the WEF, from the WHO, who wants to run our lives at the next pandemic, that they will do this. And that's why you're absolutely right. It's happening all around the world. But on that final note, I'm not going to let you speak back because I'm going here.